Hello, everyone, and welcome on in here to Speedrunners Arena. I'm Ferran Burgundy, and I'm here to break the silence as I'll be providing commentary here on this weekly ladder race here for the SMRAT flags, the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament. Looks like we have Break Jake as well as Tiberius and 00713. And we have Wave Beam up in the gauntlet. There was some question as to Jake's direction, as I had seen in the chat before hopping in here, and it looks as though that selection has paid off in the early going here. Meanwhile, Zero is taking care of the early supers and finds the supers in that vanilla location here. Meanwhile, Tiberius looking to very meticulously and carefully traverse through the gauntlet here as we see a little bit of challenge here. We've got an early bomb, it looks like, was found prior to my arrival here. Now heading on down into Edecoons is Zero. And Break Jake gonna follow suit here with the early supers up here in green Brinstar. And well, don't oh man. We have Spring Ball here for Zero. I know at least one runner in the community who is less than thrilled about that. And Tiberius continuing to proceed with great care and caution, but is down to very little health here. Oh, wow. Does just get through that particular spot, but what a clencher. Oh, but hits the spikes and Tiberius takes the death. Thankfully, there was a prior save, but that doesn't make it any less desirable as you are going through here. Break Jake picking up the energy tank and the Spring Ball over in Edecoons. Oh no, this was a metallic spike, not a quad eye spike. Break Jake heading on through the rest of Edecoons. I missed what was up top there. We have Vanilla Missiles up at the top of Pink Brinstar. And Mission Impossible brings an energy tank into the mix. And Tiberius deciding to let discretion be the better part of valor and is going to move right on along and is going to leave Gauntlet for later. Wave Beam was in the back of Gauntlet. And it was picked up by Break Jake. Tiberius attempted to get there, but had a little too much of an issue with the acid as well as the spikes and took a death. And it looks like all of our runners had gotten high jump boots prior to my arrival here in the broadcast booth. As Tiberius now picking up some various sundries here in the back of Green Bryn, the early super missile. And speak of super missiles, Zero picking one up at what looks to be the Spore Spawn skip. Appreciate your patience and understanding. Normally I have notes set up in front of me, but due to the short-term nature of getting here on the microphone, I had to forego those, so I'm just going based off of memory and Those who know me well know that my mind is like a rusty trap, so that may not go over so well. In either case, Zero now with the high jump boots. Second try is the charm for the wave gate skip. And it's a set of missiles, is going to leave that behind. Okay, high jump boots was rather early at the missile location just before Billy Mays, okay, in Blue Bryn Star. So that was pretty much at the start of the race. Why is my mind trying to trap Rusty? I've got a thing for gingers, but that's a whole nother story for another day. Zero now with the power bomb to open that particular door. Does see the missiles and opts to leave it behind. And it looks like we're going to see a backtrack into Blue Bryn Star on Zero's part. Break Jake, meanwhile, getting through Spore Spawn skip as Tiberius is getting through the last of Edacoons. And we have a set of power bombs inside Blue Bryn. And Zero's going to keep on going here. My guess is to backtrack to Billy Mays, as Zero may not have gotten that the first time around, as that was in the time to which I had missed here. Okay, vanilla missiles in the lower part of Pink Bryn Star, and missiles at the charge spot as well. Old Mother Brain is also unchecked. Okay, that was my initial thought, and then I saw that Zero had headed to the right instead of up the elevator, so my presumption was at least somewhat correct here, as Zero with a little trouble jumping into the room here, and is going to work on traversing out of the water here to get over to those Billy Mays spots. Tiberius with a nice damage boost here in Mission Impossible, and is going to be rewarded with an energy tank for his efforts. And here in Billy Mays, we've got a 2-for-1 special on super missiles. Make sure to dial now. Nobody had means to check Billy Mays at the beginning, so if you like super missiles, it's a heck of a deal. If you don't, well, you'll still probably pick them up anyway. Can't go wrong with ammunition, as Break Jake now going to go with the same idea here, as Zero takes another dip here, understandable, as we are well into the summer here in the United States and other parts of North America as well. A little bit of a virtual high five between Break Jake and Zero. Meanwhile, Tiberius is picking up the super missiles at the Spore Spawn skip. Yeah, but wait, there's more supers. Act now, and we'll throw in an extra pair at no extra charge. Or an additional set at no extra charge. That would also work and be less redundant. So Zero's going to give us our first look here at Old Mother Brain. And it looks like just missiles, and doesn't even... Oh, does go all the way down and decides to pick up this set of missiles. Interesting. Maybe because, well, the inventory was 13 out of 15. I don't know. Why some people skip some missiles and leave others is a head scratcher, but to each their own. I guess some people feel that they can MacGyver the proverbial seed a little bit better than others. All right, I'm going to get to Mother Brain with a wad of chewing gum, a piece of string, a paper clip, and 5 missiles. Here we go. Better them than me, because I sure as heck can't do it. So Zero now on the climb, as is Break Jake. And Tiberius is going to be heading over to the east here in Brinstar, and we're going to get a look here at Red Tower. Oh, duct tape and a snorkel. That's another good one. I mean, we could spend... Oh. Tiberius trying to make the climb up here and... Oh, gets bonked. And is still surprisingly having less trouble than I have when it comes to this. But does make it up. Break Jake, meanwhile, trying to infinite bomb jump up to the landing site PB location. Tries the 3-bomb strat, sees that it's not quite working out so well, and decides to go with the solo bomb strat. And here in Alpha PBs, we've got an energy tank. Some fanfare, followed up after the explosion by a reserve tank that is being left alone. Questionable decision as reserve tanks do save lives. Super missile pickup on Zero's side at the front end of Gauntlet. Break Jake gonna head over to the moat. Do see the grapple beam. Oh, and that looks to be Varia's suit up at the top of Rex ship at the Maze missile location. Now, that has been seen, but I don't know. Is it the first to be picked up? Because if it's possible that, let's say... Well, I guess it is the first to be seen. All right. It is first to be seen. Okay. I was worried that there'd be something if, let's say, Gravity Suit was at, I don't know, Spooky Missiles. It's like, well... One was first to be seen, but one was first to be picked up. But okay, we do have the first found. That is the outlying word here. Okay. It's a super missile over at the Mermaid missile location, and the aforementioned spooky missile. Am I a prognosticator? I am not, as that is a set of super missiles, according to Break Jake. Ah, the only reason picked up would be in play is if they were both in back of Gauntlet, because they would theoretically be found, quote-unquote, at the same time. And I would imagine that that's something that has either happened or somebody had a great deal of foresight to take note of that as far as the rules of the Gamba. Alright, infinite bomb jump here for Zero. And we've got a Fantoon fight over on Break Jake's side, and Tiberius not too far behind. Being understandably careful, only 4 energy tanks and no reserves, although one was available. Oh, it was a recent topic of discussion. How about that? So it was rather timely that I brought that up. And people say I'm not with the times. They'd be right, but that's beside the point. Break Jake now taking care of Fantoon. Tiberius just starting the Fantoon fight. And Zero now going to head on over to the mermaid missiles as well. Breakjake showing that the movement is assisted by the spring ball. Take that, MM2, as we've got power bombs over at the east super location in the wrecked ship. Oh, and we've got a hissy fit going on Tiberius's side as the super missile was a little prematurely placed. And now it's just a matter of attempting survival here as we've got supers on the west side of the ship. And now Tiberius takes out Fantoon. Yep, Zero going swimming for a little bit. And is going to pick up those super missiles. And Break Jake heading through the spiky room of death. And making it look easy. Actually takes damage here in the electric room. It's amazing when you take more damage in this room than the room that's known as the spiky room of death. Alright, the jump not quite working out the first time. A little more precision here. Does get it. It's a set of supers, and I think Jake is resetting here. Yes, indeed. So that just means, theoretically, a further climb up the wrecked ship. As we know that the Varia suit is awaiting in the maze missile location. Suitless Fantoon requires 12 E-tanks, assuming no screw or pseudo-screw. So yeah, that is an out-of-logic check, as... what can I say? These folks are good. They're doing something that I wouldn't be able to do. That's for doggone sure. So, it looks like Break Jake is gonna forgo the attic check. Perhaps recognizing that Varia is the way to go. Well, no, okay, he's gonna at least check missiles in the sky here, as Zero now working on the Fantoon fight. And is trying some spring ball jumps to get up there. Okay. And does so. Gets super missiles up in the sky, and Tiberius also taking the reset after seeing the supers over at the spiky death missile. And there's the Varia suit pickup on Break Jake's side, 26 and a half, a little more than minutes in. And just that quickly, Jake is up and out of there, and you would think the logic would dictate, all right, time to head on over and go into the Hotlands. Time will certainly tell, though. Yep, Zero, it looks like, also did pick up the wave going through the gauntlet a little earlier. And now here into Red Tower, and Break Jake gonna do a little overlap here. We're gonna take a look at beta missiles. I think I missed that in the early outset here. And that was a regular missile. Oh no! A death being taken here in the ship by Tiberius. That attic hallway is nasty, for sure. Thankfully, not too much progress was lost. You can see the energy level a bit low here. There is the save there, exactly. Yep, and Tiberius won't have to check the right side, but still taking a decent bit of damage here. But does get on through. Yeah, those key hunters, they can pack a bit of a punch. We're going to get a look here at the speed-related item. And I believe that was a... I was going to say, I think that was a beam, but I couldn't tell because it happened so quickly. I'll go back to the replay in a moment here, as there's the power bombs that Jake is leaving go. Up in the Spazer spot. Oh, it was an E-tank upon further review. As I went back and looked at it. That's the thing, it was one of those you blink and you miss it type scenarios, and I definitely did that. So Wreck Ship Reserve was an E-tank, no majors. In the warehouse, we see a super missile. It looks like, at least for now, Jake's going to leave that alone. Spazer was checked and had nothing of significance. X-ray has not been checked as of yet. And here's the Kraid fight. And for Break Jake, there was the Kraid fight. And just looking back at it, power bombs were at the Spazer location. Yep, a Kraid quick kill. Zero gonna gladly pick up the Varia suit as Break Jake picks up the Gravity suit in the warehouse after Kraid. So Gravity suit is Kraid required. And as far as suits go, that is all that Jake needs. Now it's just a matter of ammo and getting the other bosses out of the way. Hey, yeah, there's some options to say the least. And we see space jump in the high jump boots area, all the way where the high jump boots would normally be. There's a negligible missile. And we're going to get an X-ray check here on Tiberius' side. That's right, either ice or speed will likely be needed for access to Dragon. So it's not quite go mode, but the suits are certainly in a good position. And Tiberius finds some missiles and opts on out of X-ray. I believe that was either some missiles or supers. It was supers on Break Jake's side there in the... It's been a little bit since I've called this here. Cathedral? Like I said, normally I have notes on these things, so I'm trying to go off of memory, and we have Speed Booster. Over in Bubble Mountain. So this is everything just coming up Millhouse here for Break Jake. Is feeling the need for speed. Zero, meanwhile, is lining up and hoping to have the ball hit between the 1 and 3. He is going bowling. And a reserve tank. Not going to bother with the other. Meanwhile, we have Break Jake heading on into the Acid Dive. And we have Spazer at Gravity Suits Vanilla location. Yeah, chat noting this is a race for second. Yeah, Break Jake is definitely in the catbird seat here at 35 and a half minutes in. Oh, what a jump on Break Jake's part. Holy smokes. But now running into a bit of trouble here. With these pirates, and decides to just go past them. I guess was waiting for the opportunity and just wasn't able to do so, and we're going to have a nondescript mouse check. And it's just your standard missiles. So friendly, yet so disappointing. Like most times I go to see that generic rodent mascot. Yep, generic rodent mascot provides generic explosive projectiles. And now Tiberius, having picked up the gravity suit, is heading on down here to Upper Norfair. Power bombs of shame are just missiles of shame here. As Zero is doing an X-ray check and is going to be less than thrilled with the results of that. And just space jumping on through is Jake, and here comes the Ridley fight. Nice setup on the left side, Pogo. And a very efficient Ridley fight on Jake's part. Is going to take a gander at what's behind, and it's some super missiles. Is going to pick it up here. Going to be up to 55. Meanwhile, Zero going to pick up the supers in the warehouse as Tiberius picks up supers, and I believe that's Upper Norfair. Yep, that's the speed location. And we know it's not going to be vanilla charge. We saw where the charge had, I believe, missiles earlier. As Zero now getting ready for his Kraid fight. Jake now giving us a look here in the Firefly Funhouse, and there's Charge! Wow! Talk about every decision being the right one here on Jake's side. And for all intents and purposes, that is officially go mode here for Jake. Does pick up the supers just as backup. Is going to check the Three Musketeers spot here. I was going to say, if that's ice, come on, game, but, well, the energy a little on the lower side here for Jake. Not unmanageable, as we have a check up at Norfair Reserve, and we have an E-Tank and supers on Tiberius' side. Takes another 50 damage down to 109. As Zero now picking up Space Jump. And Tiberius very gleefully picking up the speed booster. As it looks like Jake is doing a little bit of a replenishment grind here. Zero checks the Croc escape location, and that just has missiles. And now chat with the various discussion and prognostication of where ice may be. Usually in some semblance of schadenfreude. And Zero picks up his Cathedral super missiles, as we're going to see a little deeper into Meridia for the first time today. And how about that? There is Ice Beam. Oh, wow. This wasn't a plando, right? As noted earlier, every decision Jake has made thus far has been the correct and proper one. That is everything that Jake needs. And if Plasma's along the path here as well, y'all lock up, I'm leaving. Well, isn't going to check Aqueduct and give us that thought. Okay, guess no interviews then. Well, he hasn't found Plasma yet. Using some special shots to get a little bit of damage off the start. Sure, that would be the most ideal situation here, and well, there was X-ray at Botwoon E-Tank, so you're at least halfway right. In a dubious reverse-style fashion. If Plasma's here at Precious, oh, well, we're not going to find out. I was going to say, it's 12:45 here where I am. I was going to pour myself a drink if that happened. I'd feel like Bob Uecker's character in the Major League movies. Charges, speed boosts, all kinds of craziness going on here. We have a Ridley fight over on Tiberius' side as I'm still working on picking my jaw up off the floor. And Dragon is down on Break Jake's side as Zero heads into Lower North Fair. You know, that's a good question. Maybe I would think in Japan, because baseball is so big there, that maybe Major League is rather noted as well. But I don't know how it would fall in, say, the European countries. But that's just one person's guess. And if I had $1 for every time I'd be wrong, I'd be richer than Elon Musk right about now. So with that, Zero picks up the Missiles of Shame. And for those who haven't seen it, yeah, I definitely recommend seeing the first 2 Major League movies. They're both fantastic. One thing of note, if you don't follow baseball, the team that is featured in both of those movies has recently been renamed because at times they are definitely a changin'. And the team is now known as the Cleveland Guardians, but they were known under a different name for many decades prior to this year is when they, I believe, officially made the change to the Guardians. Now, I said the first 2 were fantastic. Major League 3, back to the minors. I don't know. It's part of the cultural issues that have gone on that has been a bit of a discussion here in the United States regarding teams related to team names related to Native Americans. So I think for historical perspective, it's probably not a problem, but they're not known as that now, but they were at the time of the movie's makings, and all the way up until last year, they were known as the Cleveland Indians. Yeah, it's not so much a problem of saying the old name, it's just a matter of providing the appropriate and respectful historical perspective is probably the best way to put it. Can you tell that I'm trying to be as professional as I can and make sure that I don't say anything out of turn? Yep, Jake is in Torian. And we see that super missiles were in the Three Musketeers location. Oh, you love Major League. Well, all right. Major League 3 wasn't as well revered as the first two. But that pretty much goes with a lot of franchises that have trilogies or more. No, Zero did take Ridley out. Alright, so we have the baby cutscene going on here for Jake. Tiberius. Let's see. Did Zero get charged? Not yet, as Zero has not, to my knowledge, gotten to the Firefly Funhouse. Oh, that's interesting. We've got a Crystal Flash being done here by Jake to avoid, at least for the moment, having to replenish. And Zero, it looks like, is skipping past the Firefly Funhouse, so will not pick up charge. Nice timely positioning there, and we're already on to the second phase of the Mother Brain fight. So Jake with a series of charges here. He's doing a nice job of avoiding the various fire by Mother Brain. I say as Jake gets hit twice in a row by fire from Mother Brain. Commentators curse at its finest. And Tiberius going to pick up Ice Beam in Meridia. And now we see the last phase known as the catch-up phase. So there is the remainder of the missiles and supers being fired in. There's the charge. There's the rainbow beam. And barring a disaster at the escape, Jake is going to TCB, take care of business here. As Tiberius finding an energy tank in Mama Turtle. So Zero sees the power bombs and decides to opt out of Norfair Reserve. Superless for a door, not sure. Oh, I see. So I had to go up to Yellow Meridia for the one check at least. And now Tiberius giving us a look at the aqueduct. There's another E-tank. And our second item is power bombs that are going to be skipped. Yeah, depending on what Zero does or does not check here, this might allow for some semblance of catching up here. Is going to be thrilled to pick up Ice Beam here. Jake, meanwhile, working on the escape. Bot wound fight going on for Tiberius. Zero, meanwhile, is now entering the aqueduct, is going to skip past all of that, so this is where some of the catch-up will occur. And get out your GGs for Break Jake, who is going to take first place in this weekly race with an official race time of 59 minutes and 3 seconds. Fantastic sub-hour. And now both Zero and Tiberius are on the bot wound fight. Zero opting to use some super missiles, and Tiberius has a lead of maybe a couple of seconds. Tiberius, it looks like, was trying for the halfie. That is not an easy thing to pull off. I've never even come close to doing it. But that's why I'm here in the booth. And speak of the booth, joining us here in the booth is Break Jake. Congratulations, GG on your victory, and wow, prognostication. It felt like Karnak the Magnificent out there. Just everything was going your way for you as far as choices, direction, and the ending results. And speak of the booth, joining us here in the booth is Break Jake. Congratulations, GG on your victory.
I was very glad to see Varia at Wreck Chip.
It felt like Karnak the Magnificent
but
out there. Just
to see
everything was going your
Space Jump and Gravity made me a little bit upset, because I thought it's very quick to clear Wreck Chip with Gravity and Space Jump. But I also thought maybe Tiberius and Zero go for Meridia and make all this check there. I don't know. But
well, yeah, neither of them seem to have done that. They're actually pretty well neck and neck here, as both are on their Dragon fight at the same time here.
Did anyone go Wreck Chip first?
No, you were the only one who did wrecked ship immediately first, and that gave you a significant advantage.
Okay. Well, I felt a little bit behind at some points, but yeah, it went very well.
I'm just taking a look here at some of the things. Okay, so Screw Attack was vanilla. We were jokingly wondering, considering how Charge Beam was right in your path there. Oh, okay, Plasma was over in Crocomire. We saw that X-Ray was at right after Bot Wound at the energy tank, and we thought, all right, if Plasma is at Precious, then just everything is coming up perfectly here for Jake. But wasn't quite wasn't quite there. But everything went as good as it could, pretty much.
I really wanted that charge because of X Factor for Batoon and Dragon. I mean, it was also possible to make Dragon with a grapple kill. Yeah, but Plasma at Croc. No reason to go for it.
Now, we were just having fun here in the booth and in chat as far as how right things were going. As just along the way, I was like, well, all right, Break Jake's done with Ridley. Now, Charge would probably be the best thing for him. And then you go right to the Fire Fleas, and boom, there's Charge. And then we think, well, okay, Ice would be a nice thing to have. And you go right into Meridia, and boom, there's Ice right at Main Street.
That was very nice.
It was so, yeah. We were, and somebody had said, watch that. That X-Ray and Plasma are going to be at Botwoon E-Tank and at Precious Missiles, and we saw the X-Ray at Botwoon E-Tank, and we were like, oh no. And then you had skipped on Precious Missiles. We thought, if this game was actually going to do that.
So many good predictions in chat.
Yeah, they were ironic predictions that came true. That's the hilarity of it.
I'm also happy to make Billy Mays and early Gauntlet because it was 3 super packs. It was really helpful in the Mother Brain fight, only with Wave and Ice.
Yeah, those early super missiles certainly did help. Oh, I mean, plus the early Gauntlet. The back of Gauntlet had something majorly important that kind of threw
Wave Beam.
Wave Beam, that's what it was. I ended up coming into the commentary late, and that was right around when I came in, so I was kind of scrambling to get everything together as the first 7 or 8 minutes of the broadcast were silence, and I thought, what the heck, I'll step in here.
That's a very nice move. Thanks for the comms.
Oh, most certainly, and this is looking to be interesting as it is neck and neck between Tiberius and Zero battling for second here. They are moments away from each other.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's borderline sync.
Yeah. Really exciting.
Yeah, Tiberius, the first one in, but only by maybe about a second or so. So I mean, this is just the difference of an input. The way that there are a number of different factors here. Now, Tiberius has the charge beam. Zero opted to skip it, so that could be a potential factor here as well.
Both have a very big super amount.
Yeah, they both did a lot of checks that you had skipped, but that's because you found everything in such an efficient order that you were in go mode so quickly and didn't need to check other things.
Mm-hmm.
So that allowed them to pick up some additional supers and other checks just from not finding things as quickly and efficiently as you had.
Oh, and there is the switch of positions.
Yeah, just one little Metroid there is all it takes, and now the lead has gone back to Zero.
Uh, do everyone know if Zero is going for the baby skip?
I don't know. I think it's just a matter of stay tuned and find out, because your guess is as good as mine on that one. We have the baby scene here, and it looks like it's taking damage. So probably not trying to do some sort of baby skip here, but I mean, yeah, this is so close.
Oh, Tiberius wanna go for it.
We'll see here. This could be the difference. Tiberius with a lot of proverbial jump rope, as no beam of which to speak. At least Zero has the Spazer.
But Spazer also don't go through the block,
And
right?
just misses out on it.
Oh no! So close.
Oh, so Tiberius has to go through the cutscene and has to replenish the health. Zero now, already with the replenished health, and is on the final push.
Ah, he will be so upset if he knows how close it is.
Well, that's always the thing. You wonder how. There's always that second guessing if you see a finish that's that close. You know, oh, what could have been done differently? And I mean, perhaps just taking the damage and going with the cutscene. But now Zero trying for the Ice Zeb skip here, having a little trouble with that.
Oh. Well, you know, that's almost in every way the point. I don't really can say who is first, who leads right now, am I behind or not. It's really exciting while racing. So at the end, I thought, oh come on, you don't mess up the escape.
Cat noting clearly Break Jake is first. Well, yes, that's... In other news, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but that's neither here nor there. So Zero is going to be the first onto the Mother Brain fight, and is in the second phase, and now is just trying to wail away with those super missiles, not having charge.
Oh, I think Tiberius don't know how to make the ice clip without wave beam.
Oh.
He has to go under the edge and aim up to freeze the Rinka.
Oh, now Tiberius, out of missiles, does have some super missiles, and I think is just taking a moment to perhaps contemplate, and might be going back for a missile refill.
He has to. Yeah, he will do it.
Or isn't? Well, showing a little bit of indecisiveness here, and then that just resets the Zeb and decides, all right, I'm just going to go through here. Well, it's down to 75. 72. Oh, I don't know. This might...
Can supers break
this
the
is
glass?
too close for comfort here.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, does have charge, though, so maybe it's probably thinking, all right, I just need enough to get to this particular point.
Oh, there are many shots.
But it is going to be too little, too late here, as Zero in the baby death cutscene.
But 62 is enough. He only has 2 missed shots.
Well, Tiberius also has charge and ice beam, so that, you know, there will be some of that towards the end here. Oh, but there's
Oh,
that ketchup beam. Another one of those, and we're talking really thin ice here. A couple of late decisions here. Perhaps order of operation might have been better to use some of the charge and ice first.
thin ice. With only ice charge.
Did I unrealizingly say that, or was that chat putting that in there?
No, you
If I
said
said thin ice, then I'm better at my pun game than I even realize, because I did not note that I said that, and made for a good pun, but Tiberius was able to stick it out here and is going to get through the last cutscene here, but Zero is on the escape and, barring something disastrous, is going to take second place here in this weekly race. That's why you bet on Croc for plasma. Yeah, exactly. That's of course. That's what I'd do, but then I'd also be finishing around the 2-hour mark. So, but that's me. There's a reason I'm here in the booth as opposed to in the trenches all that often. So there's Zero, just trying to deal with some of those steam pockets. Oh, overshoots the ship. And heads on into the upside-down Metroid ship and is going to take second place with an official race time of 73 minutes and 35 seconds.
GG.
And Tiberius will probably only be about a couple of minutes behind that after all the cutscenes here. Maybe about, I don't know, 3-4 minutes behind. I'm never good at estimating this stuff.
But also Tiberius, he never leaves good words on himself, but very good job here.
Yeah, very nicely done. There goes Mother Brain. We have the escape a-coming. And we have the television commercial time fast-forwarding of the credits. Oh, just getting to the good stuff. Where was... Yeah,
I don't know, Zero. GG.
So we're looking to see if Zero will be joining us here for a post-race interview. As Tiberius taking care of the last little bit of the escape here.
GG TV.
And
Well
there it
done.
is. Yep, GG's for Tiberius, who has declined an interview here, is going to finish in third with an official race time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 9 seconds. 76:09. So yeah, just under 3 minutes behind 00713. Okay, I see Zero in chat there. Yeah, no, everything was just going right here for Break Jake. It went to wreck ship at the earliest possible point, was able to get Varia's suit. From there, went down to Kraid, got the gravity suit, and along the way was able to find Charge Beam and Ice Beam, and really the only thing that wasn't, that could have been improved that wasn't was Plasma, but that was all the way in Crocomire.
I was a little bit afraid after I skipped bowling. I thought, yeah, if I get Varia in wrecked ship, gravity has to be everywhere else, because I was sure that we won't get enough E-tanks to beat Phantoon without any suit. So I thought gravity must be out there. But how about speed and ice? It can be logically in bowling or gravity missiles. So I was a little bit afraid, and also I skipped X-ray. But yeah, it worked.
Let's see. Vanilla X-ray was, I think, just some super missiles, or it was just some sort of lower tier ammo. And bowling, the major thing of note which Zero had picked up was Spazer at Vanilla Gravity Suit. But I think that's going to just about wrap it up for us here. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in here to Speedrunners Arena. Coming up in a couple of hours here, I believe, as I'm scrolling back up the chat, unless one of the folks in charge has a way to bring up when the next race is. There it is. Thank you. Multiple versus multiple, and that's not until this coming Saturday, the 16th of July. And that'll be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And that'll be a Varia Weekly Rando Casual Full Countdown Boss Shuffle. And there might also be, I think, some sort of a pickup race going on a little bit later this afternoon as well. Make sure to show some love to all three of our runners, giving them a follow here, 00713, Tiberius Vision, and Break Jake 1. And also, don't forget to show some love and give some follows to the folks behind the scenes. Reem Octurus taking care of the tracking, and the person putting everything together on the restream, I believe, prefers to stay anonymous and leave out the acknowledgement and things like that. But appreciates your love, but doesn't want it in the form of follows, or at least so I've been told. I, however, am shameless and will take them. I'm Ferran Burgundy. I'm your commentator here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, stay classy, my friends, stay safe, and see you next mission. So long, everyone.